From the University of Maine officials after they say a graduate student was hit by a university vehicle on Long Road on their Orono campus. They say the students at the hospital with minor injuries happened just before 9:30 this morning. According to officials, the university van was being driven by a UMaine employee. Long Road near Jeunesse Hall is back open. They say they're grateful first responders got to the scene so quickly.
So the emergency services who responded were Orono Fire Department and Emergency Medical Services, as well as the University Volunteer Ambulance. So they both responded promptly to the scene.
Counseling services and support are available for students, faculty, or staff who may have been impacted. Any witnesses to the incident are encouraged to contact UMaine Police.